Nico Williams. Open to Arsenal move this summer. He's Arteta's dream. Signing, Arsenal have been told that Nico Williams is ready to leave Athletic Club de Bilbao this summer. By intermediaries, according to the Gunners, were keen to add a left winger to the squad last season and had the Spain international as a prime target. Only for Williams to instead opt to sign a new long-term contract with his boyhood club that almost doubled his release clause up to €100 million, £87 million. Williams, who has been described as absolutely frightening, is said to be unhappy at Athletic Club due to their poor performances this season, and he has grown frustrated at their inability to match his ambitions on the pitch. That saw the North London club instead move to sign Noni Madueke and Eberechi Eze. But the 23-year-old is now ready to consider an exit just 12 months after penning a 10-year contract, and that has alerted Arsenal once more. Nico Williams unhappy at Bilbao. Arsenal lurking intermediaries have now made contact with a number of clubs to make them aware of his openness to a new challenge. And Arsenal are one club who have been explicitly named as a potential destination, with it well known that Williams was seen as a dream signing by Arteta last year. Andrea Berta and the recruitment team at the Emirates Stadium are understood to have been looking at left-wing options at Arteta's request, with the future of Gabriel Martinelli currently uncertain. Part of the appeal of Williams' arrival last summer was the value for money, with his release clause being set at £51 million. However, any deal this year would cost around £87 million due to his new release clause, and the Gunners are weighing up whether it would be worthwhile. It's understood the player is shopping himself around Europe's top clubs, so there will be plenty of competition for his signature. But those clubs are not guaranteed to be open to paying the price, and the report states that they will all weigh up the cost against his age, potential, and value for money compared to other available options. Williams, a Martinelli upgrade? Give Me Sport asked ChatGPT if Williams would be an upgrade on Martinelli in the current Arsenal side, and this was its response. Nico Williams offers more 1v1 threat and creativity, with higher chance creation and expected threat metrics in some comparisons. He's widely praised for pace and directness, bringing unpredictability on the wing. Gabriel Martinelli has stronger aerial presence and proven Premier League output, including past double-digit goal seasons. Martinelli also contributes defensively and fits Arsenal's pressing structure. Overall, Williams could add flair and creativity, but it's more a stylistic upgrade than a clear all-round one. Arsenal primed to battle Barcelona for £87 million La Liga Livewire, as Arteta identifies new transfer priority. Arsenal have been told by intermediaries that Nico Williams is ready to consider a summer exit from Athletic Bilbao. Team Talk understands. And the Gunners are among a handful of elite clubs now being quietly briefed on his availability. The 23-year-old's decision to sign a shock 10-year deal at the San Mamés did not end the transfer talk. Far from it. Because that contract carried a release clause understood to be in the region of €100 million, £87 million / $119 million. Those close to Williams insist he flirted with the idea of leaving Bilbao before committing to the long-term deal. And while he is not publicly agitating for a move, his camp have made it clear they will listen to the right project this summer. Crucially, people inside Williams' circle believe Athletic's poor campaign this season is set to play a major part in his thinking. Athletic sit 9th in La Liga, and the frustration of underperformance at club level, the sense that Bilbao are not matching the ambitions he now harbors, and the desire to test himself at the very highest level are all being cited as factors nudging him towards a move. Barcelona and Arsenal have long been the two clubs that most appeal to him. Barca's historic pull remains strong, but their financial constraints are well documented. Arsenal's recruitment team have been working on left-sided options at Mikel Arteta's behest. And despite the excellent contributions of Leandro Trossard and Gabriel Martinelli this season, Sporting chief Andrea Berta is understood to be actively exploring upgrades and depth on that flank. Williams fits the profile Arteta values: explosive pace, directness, and the ability to press from the front. And those inside the club have been told he is someone they should keep on their radar. Sources say, want more breaking transfer lines from original sources? Add Team Talk as a preferred source on Google to your favorites list for news you can trust. Arsenal to face serious competition for Nico Williams. This is not a situation confined to North London. Chelsea, Liverpool, and Manchester United have all been informed by intermediaries that Williams coup. Arsenal fans will expect any new signings in the summer transfer window to be elite players only. And Athletic Bilbao's Nico Williams is certainly one of those. The Gunners already have one of the best squads in Europe, and any future additions are going to come at quite the expense and expected to hit the ground running. Nico Williams is currently plying his trade in Bilbao, but has long been linked with a move to England or Barcelona. Now, according to reports from Team Talk, Arsenal could finally get their wish and sign Williams this summer. How Arsenal could sign Nico Williams in the summer transfer window. Nico Williams is always a name that crops up ahead of the transfer window, and it's no surprise to see him get a mention already. It's reported that Williams could finally be ready to move on this summer, and that Arsenal are among a cluster of big clubs to have got word of it. Crucially, it suggested the Gunners have indeed been briefed on Williams' availability ahead of the summer. Williams will cost Arsenal a huge sum if they do want to sign him. The forward has a widely reported release clause of around £87 million in his contract, a fee Bilbao will fully expect to get if they do sell. Nico Williams is Arsenal's perfect signing. When it comes to wingers or forwards who Arsenal can get their hands on, there aren't many out there who are better than Nico Williams right now. The fee would be a big one, but in modern football, the best players cost the big money, with Arsenal competing on 4 fronts this season and still in with a chance of a historic quadruple. They know full well that they're an attractive proposition for any player this summer. With Williams mentioned so many times over the last few years, it would be interesting to see him finally arrive in England. And if he does sign for Arsenal, they will go to an even higher level than we're already seeing. Arsenal transfer news. Major Nico Williams update after £87.2 million market testing exercise. Arsenal have supposedly been handed a significant boost in their attempts to lure Nico Williams away from Athletic Bilbao this summer. The Gunners and Barcelona appeared primed to battle for the signature of the Spain international in 2025. And the La Liga giants were ostensibly on the verge of welcoming him to Camp Nou. However, following an alleged dispute over registration scenarios, Williams shocked the footballing landscape by signing a new 10-year deal at San Mamés until the end of the 2034-35 campaign. Williams' unprecedented contract renewal is no guarantee that he will spend his prime years with Athletic, though, as his terms are understood to contain a release clause set at €100 million, £87.2 million, an affordable fee for most top European teams. Now, just 1 year after signing his blockbuster new contract, intermediaries have informed Arsenal that Williams is ready to consider taking the next step in his career, Team Talk reports. Arsenal ones to watch in Nico Williams' transfer race. The report adds that the Spain international is not desperate to force an exit from San Mamés this summer. But if an interested party presents an ideal project, they will give it plenty of consideration. Williams has not been at the peak of his powers this season, only registering 4 goals and 6 assists in 26 games in all competitions, contributing to Athletic lying in a disappointing 9th place in the La Liga table, 14 points off the top 4. The Basque outfit's troubled season is understood to be another factor in Williams' desire to move on, as he believes that Athletic cannot match his own level of ambition, unlike Champions League chasing Arsenal and Barcelona. The Gunners and the Blaugrana are not the only 2 clubs to have been contacted over the attacker's stance, though Chelsea, Manchester United, Paris Saint-Germain, Bayern Munich and Liverpool are also involved in this market testing exercise. However, Mikel Arteta's team have been named as ones to watch in the heated battle for Williams, who has registered a total of 35 goals and 36 assists in 193 matches for Athletic across all competitions at senior level. As Eberechi Eza has not turned out to be the explosive left-winger Arsenal are after, it is no surprise that Arteta and Andrea Berta